and here we go. 2 videos make this 3 that we haven't played a game yet. But I think this one's going to be interesting nonetheless because we are, I talked about last video going all in, and I think we're going to go all in this time. I don't know. I'm still a little nervous. Usually when I come to these videos, I have the trades that we're going to do for sure nailed down. That's not the case this video. So we're going to do a lot of stuff on the fly here. Makes me a little nervous, but I'll just kind of talk through some of this stuff out loud and see what we can get to. So first, I'll kind of walk through my thought process here. So like I mentioned last video, this is one of the years that I believe we can make a run. We have one of the most valuable players in baseball, Brendan McKay. I mean, he has 5.6 WAR between his batting and pitching already. In a series in the playoffs, that's huge. Our starting rotation has done pretty well so far. We are dominating the MLB by like 200 strikeouts. Not just the National League, but the MLB by about 200 strikeouts from our staff. So we have to be careful, but I still think that there are ways to improve the team. Now, if you'll see here, we lost Oliver Drake for about 8 months. He was one of our top relievers. He played great for us when we had him. He was very vital to coming in and providing high leverage innings. So, and if you look at our pitching right now, so we'll go here and we'll take a look at our staff. Our staff is getting a ton of work right now, and I just want to make sure they hold up throughout the course of the season. I don't need arms wearing down, and if it does come to the point where our bullpen needs to step up, I need to make sure that our bullpen can step up, do exactly just that. So I went through all of our arms, and there's a couple that I believe are, MLB like average or below average. One of this is one we just traded for. You look here, Evan Krasinski. That's what I'm going to go with. Krasinski. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Hasn't played well in a minor league level with us. He got a strikeout, came in, played okay there. But if you look at the ratings, that's bad. Against the right-handed hitter, having a 35 movement, 45 stuff, and against lefties, not much better. I mean, in high leverage situations, that's not going to go over well. So I would like to move off of Evan and get someone else to replace him, which I think we have a good chance to do. So he's one of the people that I want to replace. But again, I don't want to go too crazy here because our bullpen has done well if you look at the statistics. Bullpen ERA is tied for 5th, which is good. But I just think that there's some room to get better. So, and then also Brent Honeywell Jr., again, you look at his ratings. He's done okay, but I believe we can upgrade from this rather significantly here with one player that we are looking at. So, again, 0.2 WAR. He hasn't pitched poorly, but I think that there's he's extreme fly ball pitcher, which I don't love necessarily. But, I mean, we'll see how it goes. So, yeah, we need to make I think we need to make some change. I mean, I feel like this is a recurring thing around the trade deadline for the last few years is, we try to revamp our bullpen and does it work out or not? I think why it hasn't necessarily had the significant impact in the past is that we haven't gone after an elite arm. We haven't said, hey, you know what? We kind of try to split the difference and say, we'll give up some non-prospects or, some minor league filler for, a decent reliever. We need to stop doing that and actually go after, a big fish, I would say. And that's how we're going to have the impact. So, I mean, look at the impact that Josh Hader has had on our team this year. Just coming in, 6 out saves, 4 out saves. I mean, he's been so clutch for us this year. I think that we could find someone else who would have that same type of impact. So, with that being said, and I'd like to also find some maybe minor league depth for starting pitching because, again, we have one top prospect option in AAA, but nothing beyond that. So we'd like to get someone that has some potential ability there. yeah, and we'll go from there. So first things first is we will go to transactions, and we'll go to player trade. And when I'm talking about elite arms, I think we can get one of the most elite arms in out of the park baseball right now. We're gonna go to Detroit Tigers, and no more Marza. Sorry, I was going through everything. But Matt Manning, a ton to like about him. Contract, I mean, he's arbitration eligible, so that's probably going to skyrocket. But again, we are going all in. We're tired of getting swept in the first round. 20 saves, a WHIP of half of 1. I mean, these numbers aren't sustainable, to be honest, but they're elite numbers. And if you go to his splits, I mean, those are great splits. So, I mean, he has everything you want. He could be a setup, or he could come into closed games, provides that nice left-righty switch with Hader, which I think would be clutch. And if you look at our current setup, we have Cinderlin, who's done well, but if we go to our pitching staff again, we have Giovanni, who's not pitched particularly well this year at all. A lot of walks, a lot of home runs per 9. And then if you look at his ratings, he has some split issues. Pretty good against righties, which might keep him in the bullpen, but having some issues this year. So I don't want to totally give up on him, but I just want to have some different options in the pen too. So we're going to trade for Matt Manning. And I know we just spent the last video, talking about, players I want to keep an eye on, et cetera, people who deserve major league time. But we're going to kind of go against that right now. And I actually want to see if we can get him for maybe a little bit cheaper. I don't think it's going to let us. I think it's going to actually make us pay a relatively steep price for him, which, you can't necessarily blame them for. But again, the Tigers are in a rebuilding mode, and a closer on a rebuilding team does absolutely nothing. So I mean, we can get rid of Kyle Lewis, which again, we've been down that road before. We are pretty sure that that's not going to come back. But then we could offer Jared Oliva, and that's the one that I don't like. But again, if you think about it in terms of, when's he going to get an opportunity? He's 27 years old already. He, teammates don't always appreciate his candor. We have Swaggerty behind him. Kendall ahead of him as well. Or Swaggerty and Kendall ahead of him. I would like to see maybe if we can get away with something like Jack Herman. If we get any closer there. We do get a little closer, but again, we're still having to send. Now, what we could do is we could send Honeywell Jr. over to him, but I don't necessarily want to do that either because he's not pitching terribly. I just think we could maybe upgrade from him. So everyone else here I would like to keep because I think they could play a role. Now I could just swap it for Gallegos, however you pronounce it, and call it a day. But I don't know if I necessarily want to do that either. He is arbitration eligible. His price is going to go up this offseason. But again, we're going all in. We're not necessarily concerned about that. So let's see here. Jared Oliva allows us to put in just some filler here at the back end and get it done. Let's see what we got here. Oh, man, this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt doing it. Not going to lie. It is going to hurt. See, is there anyone else who'd rather give up here? No, I'm still going to keep on Ethan Wood. I think he could turn into something. I don't know, guys. This kind of kills me doing this. Um, can we get Fernando Romero too? Yeah, no. Oh, can't afford it. Let's see if they retain something. Yeah, see, there's no way they would do that. Okay. I mean, is Matt Manning worth it? I don't know, but I feel like we're gonna find out here. I mean, he was elite. He's elite so far this year. He was, well, I wouldn't say elite last year, but again, you still see those peripheral numbers that are pretty good. In the year before, he's improved. He keeps improving. What's the scout say? Swing and miss curveball, swing and miss fastball, change it with good sink. Strike throwing ability and movement of his pitches will limit the long ball. Excellent. And he has stuff to generate swings and misses. Excellent. Manning should be able to step into a closer's role. Excellent. So, yeah, I mean, if we weren't going for it this year, I probably wouldn't pull this trigger. But, again, you have to think, Kyle Lewis, think about what we're really giving up. Kyle Lewis isn't going to get a shot with us anymore. That ship has sailed. Vinny Esquivel, he's not going to get a shot. So Jared Oliva, who's our third best center fielding option in the minors, 27 years old. We're giving him up for an elite closer. We can actually go all in this year. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. I think it's a good trade-off there. Could we get like Joe Jimenez too? I don't know if we actually want that though, based on the salary. Yeah, no. So we're gonna do it. Kyle Lewis, Jared Oliva, Vinny Esquivel for Matt Manning. Here we go. Completed it. All right. An elite bullpen. So we'll see. So now, let's see what we have now. So Matt Manning, we've acquired him. The other person I was looking at, we're talking about having a left-handed option, we got into the Rays, Shane McClanahan. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. I trade for everyone who I can't pronounce, so whatever. I like kind of where he's at. Again, I probably should scout him a little bit more than what I have already. But against lefties, I mean, he is a substantial increase over Evan Krasinski, who we traded for. Evan, just to compare lefties here, they're both neutral, ground ball, fly ball tendency. I forget what Evan throws speed-wise. Stamina is relatively the same. I think Evan maybe have 55 stamina as opposed to 50 on the 20/80 scale. But when you look at his splits, Evan is 45, 40, and 55 for lefties and righties. 70, 45, 50. 65, 45, 50. So better. His stuff is significantly better. Again, contract's not going to break the bank there. He's likable, which is good. What's the scout think? 3-pitch mix includes a nasty curveball plus fastball plus changeup. He'll frustrate hitters with elite stuff. Could be tagged for high leverage late inning duties. That's what we need. And the nice thing, what attracted me about him is, it's not asking, a whole lot to get him. I believe that if we look for Steven Alamaze. If we give up Alamaze, we have to give up very little else. But then we have to think, okay, is he worth it? And I just don't know what that answer is. I mean, recently, he's been pitching really well. And inning, 4 outs, 7 outs, 3 outs, 3 outs, 9 outs. No earned runs. He's got 1 earned run in the last month. I mean, I don't know. you got to think, if we're, again, all in, you got to think we're going all in. If that's the case, is Alameda really going to get a shot? I mean, I think I think he has more of a future in the major leagues than Oliva does, because his fielding is much better than Oliva's. Let's see if we can maybe give up someone of lesser. Let's go Jack Herman. Yeah, see, this is much better. I don't have any issue giving up Brandon Waddell, who can't stop walking people. Look at those stats. And Jack Herman. He can play left field. He can play right field. He's only 23, though. I mean, that's okay. I keep talking myself out of this. Guys, like I said, this was going to be... I usually have this stuff planned out. This day, I do not. And I was being dead serious at the beginning. 23-year-old, still in Bradenton. Good defense. But again, all in. Is Kevin Vargas really going to have a shot at the majors with us at some point? Doesn't help us now, I'll tell you that. All right, Brendan Waddell, Vargas for Shane McClanahan. I gotta look that up. All right, that one's done too. So now if we're looking at, and there's one other deal that I was looking at from a relief pitcher perspective, and I don't necessarily think we'll make this deal, but Matt Foster. Look, it looks like elite closer here. Throws right. Decent splits. A little bit too many walks for my taste. But I don't believe they're asking a lot for him. Again, let's look at the scouting report here. Stuff and makeup to finish games. Lively 3-pitch mix includes plus slider, plus fastball, plus changeup. His command combined with his pure stuff is enough to draw swings and misses. Let's see what they want for him. I can't actually remember what they wanted for him. Yeah, see that? There's no chance of giving up any of this. Get out of here with that. Evan White probably hurts us, to be honest. Yeah. What if I kept Evan White's salary? Would that help at all? Not really. Let's dip into our prospects here. Let's see. Oops, I always do that. Let's pick a random one out here, see how well it goes. Does it get us anywhere? Could I just overwhelm him with prospects and eventually get it? Could I do that? JT Mounts. Anything after JT Riddle. I want 0 JTs on my team after that. Yeah, see, Gallegos. But see, Gallegos hasn't pitched that bad. He hasn't pitched that bad that I feel like we can give up on him. But we can look to add in one of our relievers who we would either send down or put on waivers, which would be, let's see if we can get Evan here. Let's see if that helps. Nope. Let's see if something like Honeywell helps. Nope. So we'll leave Foster here. But the other deal I wanted to look at was for a right fielder. And if you are an astute listener, you probably remember me mentioning him at a couple videos back when we were making the trade for JJ Bleday. I want to see what it's going to take to get Max Kepler. Now, Max Kepler having an all-star season. He's had a good MLB career. Solid MLB career. 20 home runs, 45 RBI for the Brewers this year. But $8.5 million salary. We could get them to keep 45% of that. But, I think we will go down to 0 because I think we have to do that, actually, to make it affordable for us. But we have to give up Alamaze, have to give up Mason Martin. That's tough. I mean, that's tough. That's very tough to do. But again, you think of he's behind Alec Bohm, excuse me. So again, you got to think of the impact these players are going to make. Mason Martin, he's behind Tristan Gray, Alec Bohm, Will Craig. So, I mean, we have a backlog here at first base. Poor first base defense. Look at his fielding stats. It's not too terrible. But, when is he going to get the opportunity? I mean, who knows what happens in a couple years now. I think we have to compete now. Steven Alamaze, that's a little bit tougher to swallow. Because I think he could actually, depending on how that second base position works out, he could be a nice stopgap. So this one actually, I don't like Steven Alamaze going. I'd rather send someone else. So if I take out Mason Martin, who could I get away with sending? Don't really want to give away Juan Pie. Again, see, I don't want to do that either. I don't want to mortgage too much of our farm system. I could just go Gallegos. I'm going to butcher that all the time. And then what I would do there is I would send down Swaggerty. Swaggerty's not having a very good year. I would send him down. And again, Kepler, say we aren't able to win this year, or whatever, we could look to move him. I don't want to keep Swaggerty down. I don't want him to be like Evan White, where he has a half bad season, he never comes back up again. I want to win the championship. I want to win the World Series, but I also want to develop him too. Swaggerty, that is. So, if we go to our AAA, is there anyone other than Alamaze? What about Kevin Newman? Kevin Newman has a worse contract, though. Yeah, see? What if I offer to eat some of that contract? Does that get me anywhere? Oh, it does. What if I do the whole thing? Does that get me the deal? Man, we are on the precipice of closing this deal here. If you know anything about salespeople, we love closing deals. Kevin Newman, we have to maintain that salary. This could be a big mistake because let's think about this. Yeah, we would want to get rid of Newman over Alamaze. Older, not as versatile defensively. I mean, he's like a year older. I mean, the home run power still isn't great with either one of them. But defense will keep you around, though, in the bigs. Osvaldo Gavilan. 21-year-old center fielder. Let's see. Let's not give him up. I think we're going to do it, guys. I think we're going to pull the trigger here on this. De Dios. may not have what it takes to start regularly. Pretty sure have a plus fastball, tough changeup, and his 3-piece repertoire. Command issues. Ugh. I think that was our answer right there, guys. For Max Kepler, I mean, there's a lot of things to not like about this. Contact's low, but throughout his entire career, he's walked about as much as he's a little bit less than he's struck out, which is good. He's always hit for power, which we desperately need. He's having a career year, and we're buying high. You know, I'm not going to deny that. But again, decent right field, decent teammate. Hits right-handed pitching well. I mean, I think we do it. We're gonna do it. We're going all in. Kevin Newman, Mason Martin, and then minor league filler for Max Kepler. And we'll have to. And you know what we're gonna do? We have to do some salary dumps here with a couple. So here's what we need to do now. I'll tell you. I'm gonna keep you on here even longer. I think this is like the longest trade episode I've ever done in my life. We are going to dump some salary. So there's people in the minor leagues that we're keeping right now. Kevin Newman was one of them, but we're keeping that salary. So we're going to shop a player here. And this is going to be, let's see, Evan White. And I'd be interested to see if anyone actually offers anything for him. But just to get the salary off the books, we'll take almost any offer we get. And then we'll also try to dump Phil Matten as well. Wouldn't be surprised if we don't get. Yeah, I was gonna say wouldn't be surprised if we didn't get any offers for Evan White. Okay, that's a bummer to say the least. Let's go to AAA. Phil Matten, Mattoon, whatever you. Let's see. Again, wouldn't be surprised if we don't get an offer for him either. I think we got a lot better as a team. I think we just got a lot better as a team to take control of this division moving forward. Okay, so we did get a option here for, or we did get a couple options here for Phil, Mr. Spin Rate, quote unquote. And like I said, we'll take almost any option at this point. Get Kyle Crick back if we wanted to. Is there anyone that has at least a little bit of upside here? Anyone that's young, relatively young, under 30? Anyone under 30 here? No, I don't think there literally is one person under 30. Let's see. Jose Urena. Pedro Baez. Nope. There's really like no one I want, but again, it's the salary. It's for the purpose of the salary. But can we offer this to someone who's not going to make the playoffs? And who couldn't come? Definitely not in the division. Do not want to do that. Jordan Lyles. I mean, there's worse. Free agent after this year. He's in a minor contract. What's Phil? Yeah, arbitration for, yeah, see. We'll get that off our books. Let's see if we can get them to retain the rest of the salary too, just for kicks and giggles. All right, we're going to count that as a win there. We got to find something to do with Evan White, though. But anyways, I'm not going to keep you guys around for that. I'm going to come back, set the rosters, make some minor league changes, make sure you get everyone where we want them to be. Oh, I almost forgot. Just kidding. We're not done with our trades yet. We have another one that I almost forgot. We're going to stay with the Royals, who we were that before. And again, I was talking about some depth in pitching, in the minor league level. Jackson Kowar. We can get him for next to almost nothing. And again, is he elite? No. He's an extreme ground ball pitcher, which I like. He throws 92, 94. Okay. And he's not had a bad start to his major league career. Good at holding runners, good stamina. You look at his ratings, not great. But again, if someone gets hurt or we need him, we're going to start him in AAA, whatever. And then whatever happens from there, So, let's see. I think Enright was the one. No, Enright was not. I actually like Enright. I think it might have been Ash Craft. No, it might not have been him either. Let's see what the scouting report is. This is like the longest. Like I said, I think this is the longest we've ever made. Again, have to let a little bit of it go. Worried about, oh, yeah, for sure. James Bork. You know what? I was going to say, let's get rid of him, but I actually want to keep him. Can I have too much pitching? Oh, that would get it done. 1 pie. $22 years old, been in the system for 5 years now. He's had a good minor league career. And we have Blade. Yeah, I just don't think he's going to, provide us any value in the short term. So we're going to go. Jackson Kowar. Okay, so now we're done with the video. I promise, I swear, no other last minute trades. That's it. I think we've improved the team a lot in a lot of strategic ways. I'll come back, get everyone where they're supposed to be, and we will actually play a game for the first time in 4 videos. Appreciate you sticking with us. We'll be